welcome to our BOS 7/25/23 meeting. The meeting is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Healy's executive order of March 12th, 2023. Please note that the meeting is recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recorder. As a preliminary matter, we're going to identify people who are going to participate in the meeting. So I am Bob Springer, Chair of the Board of Selectmen. John Jeffries.
John Jeffries, present.
Robin Hunter.
Present.
I don't know if these people are going to speak. Cam Hudson.
Present.
Janet Claypool.
Present.
Mike Blanchard.
Present.
Carl Valente.
Present.
We're good to go. Are there any citizens' comments? Hearing none, we're going to move right to item 1.1, discussion and vote for a community center building project construction change orders of $20,000 or less.
So I'll take that one if that's okay. The Community Center Building Committee recommended that the Board of Selectmen vote to authorize the town administrator to approve construction change orders of $20,000 or less, with the requirement that the selectmen are notified of each approved change order. The purpose of this request is to facilitate the timely processing of construction change orders. Often approvals are needed, sometimes with 24 hours or less notice, just to ensure the project is moving forward without any sort of significant delays, which is obviously less than the minimum of the 48 hours we would need to post an agenda for a selectmen meeting and to find an agreeable time. The approval of these change orders would only be done by me after a positive recommendation and agreement by O'Connor, FMA, and Colliers. And then any change order requests greater than the $20,000 would be brought for approval by the full Board of Selectmen. So if the board had any questions, we have to answer them. Otherwise, I would recommend you move to approve the ability for me to authorize up to, or $20,000 or less change orders for the community center project.
John, any comments?
No comments.
Yes, so Bob, I don't know if this is practical or not, but does it make sense that you, as the liaison, that Mike just give you a call to let you know this request has been made, or are you comfortable just getting for these under 20,000?
Well, I'm assuming that these things will be talked about in the meetings.
Me too, right?
Is that true, Mike?
So the short, quick change orders will be discussed as part of the weekly construction meetings. So I don't know if you're part of that or not.
I am.
Okay, then yes.
Okay, then you would be made. Then you would know about it already. So
All right, so let's come around, right? I have been appointed by the members of this particular board to be their representative at all Carroll project meetings, etc. And I would anticipate, since I was the guy who actually put together the strategy that resulted in a win in 2019, that I would continue in that role. And so representing the board. So with the understanding that I continue to participate, issues that come forward are included in meetings and include my participation, I would be in support of this motion. Or on the other hand, it's hard for me to believe that a small delay in a project that is gone on for almost 20 years is going to be of substance. So, I'd like to believe that this is in the interest of economy. I find it difficult to actually accept that. Nevertheless, assuming that we continue to follow the policies that we've used since the inception of the project in 2019, I'm willing to accept the motion to approve, allowing the town administrator to sign off on change orders of $20,000, assuming that
List.
members or less, assuming that a member of the board has participated in that discussion.
And Bob, if you can't make a meeting, let me know and I can fill in.
Yeah, I got two people who help me out on this stuff, so yeah, I don't
Right.
know.
Okay,
All right, do I have a second?
second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye, Bob Springett.
John Jeffries.
Hi, Robin Hunter. I'm just so excited. I see activity there. It's very.
You see what?
I see activity at the site.
I haven't gone by the center of town. It's the, they have a
There's a
fence.
fence.
It's fenced, the trailers.
There's a fence. There's water. There's
Yeah.
activity. There's about to be some trees cut down.
Oh, no. All right, so I will, I have to drive.
Very
back.
exciting, Bob. You should.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow morning, I'll go, no problem. Okay, discussion and vote, Ray.
You may need a boat to get down there, but
I would have let Kevin, if Kevin wanted my boat, I would have let him use it, for crying out loud. But I only had 3 feet of water. I draft almost, 9. John has boats that skim the surface.
My
dinghy
boats,
might work.
my
arch.
boats work.
Okay. Discussion and vote, Ray, advance of funds. By the way, on the change order issue, we need an office for the community center director. So that should be change order number 1. I'll send you this that I sent to the architects and the building committee as soon as I figure out how this computer works.
So we did meet with the architects after that kickoff meeting that you attended, and went over a couple different options and asked them to come back to us with a preferable approach for that office. So
Right, it should not be in park and rec space, and it should not be in COS space. It should be its standing office. And I discussed, this was mentioned several times during the building design phase, that the way that this building was going to be managed was going to be different than the way Carroll was managed. And I
Bob,
was,
won't there be a construction trailer or 2 as part of this project?
So you propose leaving it there, John?
No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, Robin, during the project is what Bob said. After it's completed, we're gonna have a
I know, I
beautiful
couldn't help
facility.
myself. I apologize.
she's loopy. She was in traffic too long,
Well,
John.
I just kept thinking when you were thinking about a separate office trailer out front, and then John brought this up, so I just had to.
So it needs to be inside the building,
Okay.
not in a trailer, not in park and rec space because it's separate, and not in COA space because it's separate. And when we were talking about this at various and sundry meetings, I was assured there'd be space. So I'm going to rely on by the building committee chairman. So I'm assuming there's going to be appropriate space for someone who is operationally responsible for the facility, as well as program development for groups that aren't covered by either Park and Rec and COA.
So it seems like there's going to be some options presented.
That'd be great.
Right.
So,
and I'll actually, Michael and I will remind the architect tomorrow about that, because it's been a good 2 weeks since we've had that initial discussion.
okay. All right, so we're on 1.2, discussion and vote rate advance of funds in lieu of borrowing for the Claybrook Road reconstruction project. Who presented? Carl, is that you?
That's me. So Claybrook Road is hopefully going to kick off construction next week. This agenda item is regarding the funding of it. So there are 3 different funding sources for this project.
How much?
Town
are you
meeting-
talking about, Carl?
I'm sorry.
How much?
The project came in at just
1,800,000.
shy of 1,850,000.
Okay, thank you.
So $1.5 million of that 1,850,000 is will be through debt.
Approved
200
at town meeting.
was approved at town meeting.
Robin, excuse me, what did you say?
It was approved at town meeting, the 1.5.
Okay, Carl, sorry.
Yep, and then another 250,000 was approved at town meeting a year ago. That's with cash out of our available reserves. And then the last 100,000 is through ARPA money, and we filed that application a few weeks ago, and tomorrow the Norfolk County Commissioners will vote to approve that last 100,000. So we have all our funding pieces in place at this point. What we do need the board to act on tonight, however, is the first piece, the debt piece of $1.5 million. So we're not prepared to enter the credit markets and authorize the debt just yet. So we'd like to just fund that out of our available cash that we have until we go out sometime this fiscal year and do the actual borrowing of that $1.5 million. So when you use your own funds in lieu of borrowing, that requires the selectmen's approval. So that's what we're bringing before you tonight.
What's free cash? How much do we have in free cash?
Yeah, so we haven't closed fiscal 23 yet. It's only 3 weeks since, but we ended fiscal 22 with a little over $7 million of free cash that was unappropriated from fiscal 22. So we ended up with in a strong free cash position, and our estimates for free cash for 23 are in the $9 to $10 million range.
I thought it was 11 million, Carl, we talked about.
Well,
It was certified in for FY23.
yeah,
Before appropriations.
yeah, but we've appropriated.
Minus the 1.5 million for the Claybrook. So that brings us down to 9.5. Is that about right?
Yeah, the Claybrook won't affect the free cash. We'll borrow before, it won't get included in our calculation of free cash for this past June 30.
Okay,
So it's a good question, but you don't have to worry about this affecting our free cash. It will not. As long as we do the borrowing before June 30, 24, it won't impact our free cash.
okay. My issue is at the town meeting in I think it was in May. I was expecting to see free cash move to the cap stabilization fund, somewhere around $1 million to start to pay down, or prepare to pay for the future capital expense items that have been identified. If you remember, when we set up the cap stabilization fund, Robin and Barry both wanted $2 million in cash to seed that account. And I did not go along with that, mainly because warrant committee was not happy with that particular outcome. So when we're talking about free cash and we're talking about those capital expenses, I really would like to make sure that we have thoughtfully allocated our free cash to make sure that those items are covered. Okay?
Right, so that will be part of our strategy as we pull together the financial strategy for is it 2024 budget?
Yeah, I think it's FY24, isn't it?
Right.
25.
25.
Yeah.
We're in
Right,
24, yeah.
right. So
FY25, exactly, yes.
right, so we need to make sure that we address that. But we certify the free cash number, and then town meeting approves certain expenditures that come out of it. And I think that 7 million is what's left, right, Carl?
That was left at the end of 23, yes.
Right.
So
So
we'll
it's
have-
this rolling number.
Right. Yeah, so we'll have more than that when we get certified, this year, because that will get added to by whatever our excess revenues were and our turnbacks from budgets will add to that number.
And we know we'll get back about $1.2 million from circuit breaker. Because,
Right, the way we budget for that, we
we
Right.
gross fund, right?
right. So is that when, by making this motion, is that what we do? We use free cash until we issue the bond and then it goes back, or Just
you're not
from a
technically,
practical standpoint?
you're not technically using free cash because that can only be used with a vote at town meeting.
That's
We're
what I
just-
thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just using our available cash, which includes our free cash. I mean, that's just part of our,
Right.
our general cash that we have on hand.
So if I think of
Yeah.
it this way, am I right? We fund the budget because municipal accounting is all cash, so the budget is funded in full, right? And we're using some of that cash now and we're gonna replenish it with the debt.
That's correct.
Right, Robin, just look at the lieu of borrowing report that's right under the motion. Just exactly what you said, 6,568,000 minus, we in the stabilization fund, 1,120,000, which is the use of funds, the 460,000, the other item, the replacement of 6,568,000, the net impact 0.
Yeah, I'm just always cognizant of people at home or that might be listening that don't have things in front of them, so I wanted to just show them.
No, I think that's
Like-
exactly right, Robin. I think that we need to be careful how we position this, how we inform people. Because it's too easy to be accused of legerdemain, and that's not our intent at all.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Bob. And also I want to make absolutely sure that we do not get blindsided like we did on the debt of Carol. I want to make sure that we are kept informed every step of the way. And I want to know if there is going to be intermediation with a third party like there was with Carol.
So I'm sorry, John, do you mean in terms of cost escalation, or do you mean?
No, the whole idea of having a placement agent, the whole idea of having a broker dealer involved, we still don't have clarity into how we got that, who they are, who signed the investment management agreement. All of that was done completely without any of our input. And I don't want that to happen in any way. So I want to be very clear on that.
Okay, so Mike and Carl, you got that?
Yes.
And Carl, Michael, I know that this is on our to-do list for the fall, but we want all of those questions answered. And I know it's not on the agenda for this evening, but this line item is very similar. And I do not want the surprises that we had with Carol.
Well, it's just a process for how we go out and obtain debt. So maybe if you just told us what that process is. Because I think
Walk us through the steps. Yeah, I think that's right, Robin.
right. So why don't we, Bob, do you want to make the motion?
There is no motion.
Yeah, I move
I
to,
move to approve advance of funds in lieu of borrowing for the Claybrook Road reconstruction project,
of 1.5 million.
1.5 million. Do I have a second?
Second,
Guys, does that motion work?
Yep, it's perfect.
Okay, all in favor, aye, Bob Springett.
I, John Jeffries.
I, Robin Hunter.
Very good. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Stay dry.
What are you talking about? You got a 7:40.
He's part-time now.
That's it.
He's gonna go eat dinner. The rest
I'm
of
gonna-
us have stomachs get
That's
ground.
true.
Wow.
you're not gonna hear me add to the Board of Selectmen and Town Administrator updates, priorities that we approved this
You know,
past week.
Don't worry,
Michael-
Mike, they're a team. Mike's gonna let him know.
That's
Wow, look at
right.
this, Bob. Right off the bat, 1.3. Mike gets the Norfolk County Advisory Board. Oh, so sad.
Board, committee, commission, and staff appointments. So
Good
I
night,
have,
Carl. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, Carl.
Thanks. Yeah,
hey, Carl, we will get
Yeah.
together on the warrant committee, right?
yes, yep.
So the note I sent out, you guys are comfortable with you doing that work with me and Cam?
Yes.
Not shaking his head. I hear the
Yep.
rattle. You have
Yep.
to rattle your head.
Yeah, we're good.
Fine. Okay, that's good. So,
If you need a consultant and you do it in the morning, then I'm available. I'll bring donuts.
Oh,
promises,
sure.
promises. There's,
Bring the handbook.
I'm still disappointed.
Right, well, you can, when we do the roll of the Board of Selectmen, we'll put that in there, but check about vacations first of the donut shop.
Donut shop is open.
I
Gonna be
know,
a
I was
Chipotle
there on
right next to
Saturday.
it, Robin.
I bought 2 chocolate.
I'm not a fan of Chipotle. I do like
cinnamon
Chipotle.
buns.
And I would never have ever known about those donuts without Bob.
There are a lot of
Thank
things.
you, Bob.
I'll take that as the highest of compliments.
It is, because there's no way I would have ever walked into that store until you started raving about them.
Michael is still not have a donut from it, so we're torturing him.
Okay,
Maybe
we'll
one
find a way to take care of Mike.
future on Friday.
Okay, so item, what the hell time is it? It's 7:09. The board, committee, commission, and staff appointments. So I haven't not pulled up the packet. Right, so I don't have any names or lists. So
Do you want me to do it for you, Bob?
No. John, we need to include John. He's the clerk of the committee. It's on you, John.
Okay. So
So these are staff appointments.
I am
Board, committee, commissions, and staff appointments, yes.
hold on.
I have it open. Do you want me?
I have it right in front of me. I'm scrolling down on item 1.3.
Yeah.
1-3, yes.
I have 1.3. I just got the suggested motions.
Right, so that's what you're doing.
Okay, I move to appoint Michael Blanchard to the Norfolk County Advisory Board. Are we on the same page?
Yep, you're,
Okay, I move to
Perfect.
appoint Michael Blanchard as the Affirmative Action Officer and the Personnel Rules Ombudsman, each position for a 1-year term effective July 1st, 2023 till the end of time, on June 30th, 2024. I move to appoint Robin Tassino as the Personnel Rules Ombudsman and ADA Compliance Officer, each position for a 1-year term effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
That is,
And
Yep.
that is all I have.
I'll
on
second that.
all
all
in
in-
favor?
Favor,
Hi, Bob Springett.
I, John Jeffries.
I, Robin Hunter. And that
Okay.
was Rio. He said I too.
Determine August meeting schedule. So we have in August. I mean, I just think it's just normal BOS meetings, right?
Right.
Right, but we have the planning board and BOS meeting on next Tuesday to go over the Pulte
Yeah,
development,
what is the reason for that?
just so that we all get the same information at the same time. It's a
There's really
planning-
nothing we can do about it, right?
Well, it would be, I mean, I think it's just good form to all hear what, you know, what they're planning to do, what the process is that they're gonna follow.
It's a recommended kind of first step before they file a formal application to kind of hear concerns up front. And
I think, Bob, it would be really helpful if you read the thread that was proposed and some of the conversations back and forth, Janet Bowser did a fabulous job of clarifying what the town's rules and positions were on testing and various site access. And that clarification really made a difference in the process and the timeline. So I thought that was really helpful.
No, I agree. I thought that there's been some preliminary work that's been very informative, yes.
And,
So
and,
I also-
and also, it's the first time ever that actually a developer, before filing an application, has come to the town and basically has said, you know, we want to work with you. Typically, what happens is these applications are filed and.
Well, I also found it interesting, Robin, how many times they quoted the MBTA Community Development Act and within,
Yeah. This
scope
is
of
sort of
it.
like sleight of hand stuff.
well, it's
Developers develop, they do it for profit.
there. Exactly. It's a hammer that they're getting to use for these types of
So I think
process.
before we pass judgment on anything, you know, we attend the meeting and let them tell us what they're.
Sure.
Robin,
Tabs.
we're not naive schoolboys.
Right, but I mean, that's, you know, we all need to listen and understand and work together for what's best for the town.
Right, so I'm going to come back to the actual determined August meeting schedule. So on Thursday, right now, the 3rd of August, we have a meeting set up to confirm priorities, and that assumes we get feedback from the various boards and committees that the spreadsheet went out to. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, so we actually wanted to see if we could actually push that out, because we actually have a memo that I've drafted for you to look at to go to board and committees. So I'll send that to you. So if we could, just to give a sufficient time, if I could send that to you, even after tonight's meeting, you could approve it, and then we could get it out. That's how it's been done in the past. The priorities have come from the chair.
So Mike, you would like that to happen on the 10th?
Or whatever's convenient for the board, just to make sure there's sufficient time for feedback. I think the 3rd.
2 weeks. We want to give them 2 weeks.
Sure.
So the 17th?
Well,
No,
the 2
because-
weeks would be the week of the 10th, would be the week of the 7th.
Yeah, John, you're ahead of yourself. Because right now, if it goes out today, right? If it goes
Right.
out tomorrow, it's 26th. So the 9th
9th, right.
would be 2 weeks.
So let's do the 9th.
So do you,
That's a police chief screening committee that night.
yeah, we have,
We could do this during the day.
Okay.
We don't need the planning meetings were done at 9 and 8 in the morning. We don't need to do this at night. In fact, the one that's scheduled for the 3rd looks like it's at 9 a.m. Now, I know Robin has an issue with morning
Oh,
meetings.
wait, I can look at my schedule right now, and Tuesdays are my worst day in the morning.
Right. So I'm available the 9th.
Okay, I would like to do it then, so let me see what I can do. Oh. My calendar doesn't want to go past July.
Of course, it's my birthday month.
a
Oh,
month? You make it a month now? I see like high school and college kids making it their birthday week, but a
my
month?
husband
Hikers.
celebrates a birth
Hikers.
month. Bob, the official term is a birth month.
Birth month.
He's been doing it for a while.
I think you're giving him a lot of latitude. You'd never get away with that in my house. You're lucky if you get a couple of hours.
Okay, so Bob, I have meetings from 9 to 11:30, so I could do it before that or after 11:30.
What day, Robin?
On the 9th.
Meet noon, high noon.
That's perfect for me.
All right.
So Mona can just send that out.
Would you like to do that in person or through Zoom?
I think this, we could easily do this. I mean, the most important meeting to do in person was the first one.
Right, I think Zoom would make it much easier, right?
Mona.
Okay, thank you.
This is just confirming basically what we've laid out so far, listening for feedback. Okay, so that's gonna be the, what do we say, the 9th at noon?
The 9th is, we have the
Right at noon.
police chief screenings, third meeting on the 9th at 6.
Perfect.
Okay, so then we need a BOS meeting. We do the, can we do the 23rd? Will that work?
I'm good.
The 23rd. I'm gonna, yeah, we're doing a Zoom, right? I can do it. I'm gonna be in Nashville, but it's good.
Okay, so is that what you need, Mike?
Yep, that's great.
Thanks.
Forgetting it? I'm not forgetting anything, right? We're good?
No,
I think that's it.
So 2 meetings in August, 1 to confirm the priorities, make sure we incorporate any feedback from the boards and committees, and the 23rd would be a normal standing BOS meeting.
perfect.
Okay. Board of Selectmen updates. I am Board of Selectmen for sure. Sorry, can't pass it up. So what I would like on both for Board of Selectmen items and Town Administrator updates to include our approved goals for FY25, I guess it is. So Robin has volunteered to document BOS prior roles and responsibilities and the way we've operated for the last 5 years.
First draft,
First draft, I
Which-
volunteered.
which means everybody can rip it apart and tell me what I forgot.
And and I've agreed to act as editor in chief.
Grumpy,
That's one.
grumpy
Um,
editor.
So that's the Board of Selectmen update. John, you still.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. The board of,
Hang on, this is just setting it up. I'm not gonna,
no, I
yeah,
thought you were asking for it.
what am I asking for?
I thought you were asking for the police chief search update.
No, I will ask for that. I mean, I'm adding things to the list.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm working with Cam on roles and responsibilities for the warrant committee, probably with Carl and with two members from the warrant committee. I am also working with the town meeting planning group, where I will be, and the board of and the warrant committee to re-script or reformat town meeting for May of next year. So those-
Continuous improvement.
yes, continuous improvement. So based on your work last year, so those two things. There was an HR issue, Robin, that you talked about onboarding. That needs to be included in either the town administrator updates.
Right, I can, if you like, I can talk to Robin and Mike and we can talk about, rolling that out.
Yeah, and there was a second thing, and I think that was the hiring issue. And that also, I think you allocated one of our prior meetings to HR. And I think that's so recruiting. So we have recruiting, we have onboarding. Are they both going to our personnel person?
Robin, the other Robin? Yeah.
The other Robin, yes.
And I can, because I don't really have a project, so why don't I work with Mike and Robin and we can brainstorm about how they've done things in the past and just, because Mike, with all new hires, there's so many new people with all the turnover, we just thought it was really important to make sure that we had a robust onboarding process. Now, it's
And
been a
training.
while since we've been like this.
Yes, we need a really hand in velvet glove, bringing people in so that
Right.
they're not left to fend for themselves,
Right.
hostile environment. So we need to do that.
Mike, do we have an onboarding manual?
We do not. We have, right now, it's a packet of information. But we've already started, Robin, the new Robin, has already started to look at that.
That
So
would
that
be
we can make
Robin
it a more,
too.
Right.
Sure.
Well,
a
so
more
that's what I
formalized
envisioned, right? So that's what I envisioned us talking about. And as I said to Robin last week, I'm happy for her to do all the work. She said people got confused, and I said, well, I'm happy for them to ask you to do everything. I'm good with that.
So
Shocking.
under Robin's wing will be negotiating with boards and committees about the issue about volunteer boards and employees. I tried that 3 years ago. I got close, but not quite over the finish line.
Robin with an I or Robin with a Y?
You.
Okay. I'm loving Robin with the I.
So communications got to sit with Mike, I think.
Yeah.
yep.
Website reading, we have the money for the project. We need to kick that off. So Mike, you'll be reporting on that priority.
So Bob, do you envision Mona just having this running list under here and we'll just update them each?
Yeah, basically we're updating, we're basically
Okay.
updating.
Okay.
What we
All right.
intend to do.
No, that's a good idea. So then we have homework basically every
Yes,
2 weeks. Okay.
so all of the, any of the technology stuff requires a technologist. And so that's a vacant spot right now, so but, you know, if we can get the communication stuff done like we talked about a couple weeks ago, that would be terrific. Define the role of the BOS as Robin and Bob. We have succession planning, we have established policies, procedures, policy, and practices that we developed and implemented. Those are all will be sort of under Robin. Warrant committee role, I'm working with Cam, that's me. Town meeting, who directs meetings, what's the
That's you.
script, what's the format, that's me. I'll be working with warrant committee and probably Felicia and Jim and Dave. And I think that's it.
Okay, and then, you know, like Hale, so maybe Mona can put together a list and send it out and make sure she has everything. And I like that idea, and then we just have the summary and it will just be like a standard update on the agenda, so it'll be the standard list.
And it would feed into Dover and Brief and Dover.
Exactly.
So under the other
That's a
category-
great idea.
Under the other category, we have the community center, we have Hale, we have the 3 to 5 committee, we have water sustainability. I'm not sure PFAS will sit in there. We have Carol's work with town center. That's we should get updates from Carol on that. And I think that is it.
Right. And you know, one of the things I was thinking about when I couldn't sleep the other night was, remember like a couple of years ago, maybe before COVID, we rotated committees coming in.
Yeah, to bring him in.
Right, and it was really well received. And so committees would come in and just like one time during the year and just report on the various things that they were working on or initiatives they were taking. It was just a nice way for the community to,
Robin, it was Chris's first year, and
right,
it worked really well because it allowed all of us to sort of not only take sort of the temperature of what the committees were working on, but it also allowed us to look at the long-term planning and some of the committees that really were not working on anything that was current, and allowed us to phase them out.
yeah. I mean, it was just great. we've done some good things and then we forgot about them. So maybe if we
Listen,
could,
it's not like we haven't had enough to do.
oh yeah, there was enough to do. Like COVID just threw a monkey wrench into all the good, into some
Well,
of the.
the fact is that in that same time, when we were introducing the water resources and a water resource through a water resource initiative, we had an E. coli breakout.
Right, right.
So-
I mean, right.
Breakout. E.
We
coli.
knew what you meant.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I think that will help. So the other thing that should be on that list under you, Mike, is the treasure ops. We have several questions about treasure ops. We really want to know what the heck's going on there, what the plan is moving it forward.
Yeah.
To bring it into the mid 21st century.
Yeah,
Early-
everything we just mentioned.
And I think that covers all. I'm looking at the matrix. I think that
Are
covers.
you reading off a list, Bob?
He
Yeah,
is.
I'm reading off the matrix. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Mona, that's where you go to get the list.
Plus, it says here about every second week at Board of Selectmen meetings, Ms. Hunter needs to bring donuts. Not crawlers, not any of that fancy stuff.
Oh my God, the marble crawlers are the best.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Bob,
so
you good?
Now, John, we're gonna go through this. Board of Selectmen updates. Progress on the community center building project. In theory, we're supposed to have this, sort of a dig ceremony.
This
whatever it is.
week,
Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking,
Yeah,
yeah.
groundbreaking next week.
Do we pick a date?
So I don't think we got dates from Bob or John.
I'm here.
He's in a t-shirt, he's ready to go, he just needs a hard
Okay.
hat.
Yeah, if you're
Not a-
available, then we'll pick the dates based on Robin and some of the other.
I looked, I thought it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work for me.
Okay.
So is this like is it a morning thing? What are we envisioning?
These
So
guys start
Robin,
at
the way it's gonna
7:30.
work is Bob and I get a shovel, with our photo, and you get to drive one of the front end loaders and just knock the building down. So we're gonna,
No, that's not the appropriate thing. She stands there between us with a box of delicious looking donuts.
I like my idea better.
I like your idea too. It's a lot more fun.
Let her drive one of the tractors.
And John, I would drive it right into the wall. So you know what? Might as well do some work.
Might as well. Just like Greg's tractor, but a little bigger.
Okay. Police chief search?
Police chief search, as we mentioned earlier, our third meeting is going to be on the 9th. Our first meeting took place with the committee, with our search firm. And we had a very informative, very instructive first meeting with the firm. Our next meeting is going to take place with the chief. We've all been sent questionnaires, or we've been sent a questionnaire. We've submitted. We'll have submitted questions to the chief, specifically looking at things like his job description, how he felt his job description has changed and evolved, all the things that the three of us have talked about with the emphasis of the character of the town, the culture of the town, and the fit for the town. So we've got a very diverse group of people, and each of the folks on the screening committee have come up with their own set of criteria. So we really think it's going to be a very, very good next meeting with our current chief of police, so we can get an understanding of what his thoughts are and how he feels some of these various considerations and concerns should be addressed with the candidates.
That sounds terrific, John. It really does. I like to get various people coming together to agree on what's best for the town. Upcoming agendas, any comments on the upcoming agendas?
Looks good.
Robin?
Looks good.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else for us to provide an update on. Looked at the list, looked at the old list. I think we covered most of the material. Okay, Mike, town administrator updates.
Thank you. Yes, just a few updates. So, I share with the selectmen, but just for the public's benefit, it's been a whirlwind of a first week, an awesome whirlwind, but a whirlwind. Everyone's been very welcoming, and I appreciate so many people stopping in to introduce themselves to my office. And I've been trying to get out and about, and we'll continue to do that as well. We are looking to move on the assistant town administrator recruitment. We have 3 candidates that we are going to set up for screening interviews. I'll be attending my first police chief screening committee meeting tomorrow, as John already covered that, but I'm looking forward to that. Here at the townhouse, we've started our window replacement. I worked out of the conference room Monday and half of today, as I have 3 brand new windows, so it's really exciting. I understand it's been quite a wait, so it's exciting to see that
And
happening.
they look great.
They do. They look great. They open.
They open?
Yeah, open without any trouble.
Wow.
Carl already mentioned about the Claybrook ARPA money, hoping to have that approved Wednesday so we can get that contract signed and moving, hopefully beginning in August, the construction work. And then I know the board's aware, but just for the benefit of the public, as they are going to see some temporary office trailers down at the town garage, we've had some flooding issues. It's some fairly extensive damage to the office areas of the building. So we're working through that now, and trailers will be delivered hopefully in short order, so that staff can set up shop on site and continue to operate there. So you will see some different and unique activity down there, so just people are aware that's happening.
And when do we think, repairs can commence?
They're looking to start as soon as possible. Once we got to get the trailers on site so that we can get everything out of the area. Some of the equipment and furniture was damaged to the point of it needs to be discarded, but most and hopefully much of it can be saved and will be stored and moved into the temporary trailers. So I don't have a time frame on that, but I know they're working every day on it to hopefully get them here very soon.
Well, what did Carl Warnick told us? 3 inches of rain in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Friday night or whatever was his downpour.
Right.
Yeah.
3 inches of rain in 1 hour. Just
So-
unbelievable, unprecedented.
Michael Blanchard, think about this. Your first day on the job, it was like Noah's Ark. You had more rain in the first week than we had in 6 months last year.
Right.
Do you think that's a sign or is that a biblical reference or anything?
One of the things I want this agenda to do is focus on priorities. Because we really need to hit those priorities. And so spending time on things other than priorities should be justified. We have core operations and services, but we simply need to get back to being in business. I mean, we've lost about almost 2 years in my 5 years on the committee, lost at least a year to COVID and probably a year and a half over the last 2 years. So we need to get back in the game.
Well, that's why I like your idea of under updates, just listing.
The list, make the list and report.
Agreed.
Okay, consent agenda item. I'm sorry, Mike, you done?
Yes, that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay, so item 1.7, consent agenda. I will point out that 7:35 and it's now 7:36.
Quick.
Approved 2023 one-day special liquor licenses for July 19th, 28th, 31, August 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 22, 23, 30, and September 17th.
A planner there.
Exactly.
John, do you want to second that?
I will second it. Robin, I'm looking at the liquor license. It doesn't say what the cost is. I lived $28. I said that earlier.
I thought you were in the know, John.
I thought that was the amount. I just off the top of my head and from memory, it was always like a very, very small amount for the 1-day liquor license. Mona,
They're 25, John, 25.
25, not 28.
25.
Okay,
That's
we
right.
should
And
double it.
And if they're late, then they get charged an extra 25.
Mona, I think you
Yes.
should get a commission and you should double it.
Okay. I like the commission part.
Probably a bylaw change, but so we need to wrap this up. Do we have a second on this? John?
Seconded,
All in favor, I, Bob Springett?
I, John Jeffries.
I, Robin Hunter.
Okay.
Only because my stomach's growling.
Yeah, mostly because you got stuck in traffic and you couldn't eat anything on the way home.
So I'm going to end this meeting 2 minutes early.
Okay, let the record show.
Well done.
But John, you need to second it.
Seconded,
All
Robin.
in favor, I, Bob Springett?
I, John Jeffries.
I, Robin Hunter.
Terrific. Thank you all very much.
Oh, we're not going to sing for 2 minutes?
No,
No.
No, as a matter of fact, we're not.
7:40. It's time to go eat dinner.
All right,
Michael,
thank you,
you-
everybody. Have a nice
Michael, you did a
weekend.
very good job, your
Thank
first
you.
official meeting. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.